Why nagging doesn't work. You feel like you repeatedly asked your partner something or told them something and they just won't listen. You feel frustrated, so you start to raise your voice or even say some mean statements to get their attention. Instead of finally getting them to listen to you and do what you're asking, it turns into a fight. Why does this happen? I realize there's two different types of people. How I like to think of them are there are inward people and outward people. Those who live more on the anxious side of the spectrum are more outwardly expressive. You have something on your mind that's bothering you and you tell someone. You feel strong emotions and you release them by talking outwardly. A lot of your thoughts are directed towards the external. You likely, though, have an inward leaning partner, and that is someone that is more avoidant. So that could either be a fearful avoidant partner that leans more towards the avoidant side, or a dismissive avoidant partner. They are more inward, meaning they keep their thoughts to themselves. They suppress their emotions, sometimes even to the degree that they themselves don't know that they have an emotion. This works because the outward person often releases their emotion onto the inward person, who soaks them all up and then suppresses it with many other things that they've been suppressing as well. This is a really tough dynamic because oftentimes the inward person is just doing it to cope, just like how the outward person is releasing their emotions to cope as well. They are just very different and opposing coping mechanisms. Since there is so much to suppress, oftentimes the inward partner seems distracted or disconnected. They're always scrolling on their phone, they're playing video games, or doing a lot of activities that give a ton of instant gratification. That's because they need it to continue suppressing everything. Unfortunately, this behavior was learned in childhood and has become a deeply ingrained habit or escape for their difficult emotions. They never learn how to cope with emotions in a healthy way, or maybe were even punished for expressing them. The only other option was just to pretend they didn't exist. So, knowing all of this, why does nagging not work? When you express your thoughts with negative emotions to your inward partner, they are either afraid of conflict and will pretend to just agree to get out of the situation. Internally, though, they have a lot of thoughts, they're just not telling you. They might not actually agree with what you're saying. They're just afraid to speak their mind in case the situation escalates. Then they can't get back to their normal state of running away from emotion, because they're stuck in a state where they have to respond to your emotions. The other option is the inward partner says things that start a fight. The way they use criticism is different than the outward partner. They are using that to push you away. It is a distancing strategy, so they can avoid being smothered and avoid taking on other people's thoughts or emotions. Both of these behaviors are called deactivation strategies. When they come online, the more avoidant leaning partner is actually triggered. What nagging does is it triggers their fears of being smothered, being trapped, and their fear of being told that there's something wrong with them. How can we approach this instead? When you're leaned into your feminine energy, you can communicate in a softer way that is more expressing your feelings instead of coming from a triggered state where those feelings are being unleashed onto your partner. Instead of allowing those negative emotions to cause a reaction in you, you have the space to let them flow through you and the capacity to listen to the message they are relaying to you. You have a deeper connection with yourself and know how to process these emotions and how to communicate with kindness and assertiveness. This shift will also inspire your partner not to act from a triggered state and go into their deactivation response. If you found this content helpful, please subscribe for more. I will be offering one-on-one coaching very soon to help give personalized guidance on how to shift into your feminine and to heal your attachment issues. Bye for now.